What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the LFC Transfer Room YouTube page. My name is Stephen, and today we will be going through our predicted 11 for our Sunday night matchup, or Sunday afternoon matchup, rather, against Manchester United. Following our youngsters being out on Thursday for the Europa League match, it's probably for the best that happened, allowing as many of our starters to rest and maybe getting some guys in there to get some minutes under their legs just before this game at the weekend. But majority of people were rested, thankfully. It is a game that I do want to speak about a little bit. I feel that all of Liverpool's social media is basically calling this game a glorified bye week. I don't think it's going to be that. Personally, I think it's going to be a regular Liverpool-Manchester derby. It's going to be a tough and hard-fought game, and some might say, oh, but they're missing so many people with injuries. I think they'll play better without those people there, specifically Bruno Fernandes. I think the loss of him is actually an improvement to that team. But that it just has me worried that it has all of the tropes of a trap game. So let's put out our strongest starting 11, put them away in the first half, and not have to worry about it in the second half. None of this messing about like we've done with other teams before. This needs to be killed off early, and it needs to be killed off strongly. There needs to be a couple of goal lead gotten by the end of the first half, because they are missing quite a lot of players at the moment, especially their most creative midfielder. I know I said that they'd play better without him, but I genuinely feel the mentality of the team would be better without him. That is Bruno Fernandes, rather than the play of the team itself, because when he quits, and he quits so easily, the whole team quits and their shoulders drop. Without him there for that to happen, similarly to how it happened with the 7 goals the last time, that's never happening again. I don't see that happening again.
If you're enjoying this video, don't forget to throw a like on the video. Make sure that you like, subscribe, bell notification turned on to never miss an LFC Transfer Room video. We go live at 7:30 every day. We do watch-alongs and we do post-match reactions. So make sure that you never miss out on one of our videos. Now back to the video.
So first up, we have our goalkeeper, and surprise to absolutely nobody, it is Alisson Becker, best goalkeeper in the world currently at the moment. And realistically, he's one of few that are nailed on starters in this Liverpool 11 every single time. And we say it every week, we say it every predicted 11, but I think we still undervalue and underappreciate how good Alisson Becker is and how much he saves our season every time. Then moving on to our fullback position, on the left we have Kostas Tsimikas, obviously with the injury to Andy Robertson still taking some time to come back. We still need Kostas to come in there and fill in. He's been doing a very, very good job of recent. I've had no faults for him the past couple of games. He's done his job. He's been a stalwart backup. There's no complaints from myself, really. He's done what we expect him to do, and he's grown into his game as the more games go on, which is a very positive thing, thankfully. Then on the right-hand side, obviously one of the other nailed-on starters for this Liverpool 11 is Trent Alexander-Arnold. He will start on the right-hand side of that back four. I'm not sure if he will invert or not, but I can see it happening. Hopefully he does, because that overload in midfield will work out very well for us without Bruno Fernandes in there, and they would only have the likes of a Scott McTominay, who does absolutely zero with the ball. I know he's got 5 goals, but realistically he does absolutely nothing else with the ball. And an overload in midfield will allow us to overrun them. We beat them 7-0 last year with the midfield that we had last year, and if you look at the midfield that we'll have this year now, I don't see any other way around that we shouldn't win this game. I know I mentioned earlier on in the video that it smells of a trap game, but on paper, we have a squad that is miles better and should have this game finished by halftime. Then we move to our centre-back pairing, which will be Virgil van Dijk on the left, which is our other stalwart starter who always will appear in a starting 11 as long as he's fit in this Liverpool team. And then on his right, we would have Ibrahima Konate, simply for the fact that those two pairings are very, very good in the air. They are absolutely astonishing in their aerial duels, and I think that will work out massively for Liverpool in this particular fixture. If Konate is not 100% fit, I would place Jarell QUANSAH in that position, purely based on his form the last couple of games, and I think that kid is ready for it. Specifically as well, what he said about Joel Matip. people might get annoyed about that particular thing, but realistically, his job is to get a starting role in a Premier League side. And if an injury happens ahead of him that allows him that opportunity, he needs to seize that opportunity with both hands. And I have absolutely no problem with what he said. He offered condolences to Joel Matip. Everybody feels sorry for Joel Matip. But at the end of the day, Jarell Quansah's goal, aim, and job was to get into that Liverpool starting 11 ahead of both him and Ibrahima Konate. And with Konate's injury history and how likely he is to get injured and for a prolonged period, Quansah's going to see an awful lot of game time this year. And I'm absolutely loving every second of it. The kid has a killer instinct, and I would love to see him in the starting 11. But if fully fit, it's going to be Virgil van Dijk and Ibrahima Konate beside each other. And now we move on to the midfield, which has given me a bit of trouble in relation to trying to pick the three that would be in there. I think with the inversion of Trent Alexander-Arnold, it'll bolster us a little bit in that midfield. But as it stands at the moment, with Alexis McAllister not being confirmed to be fully healthy for this game, kind of leaves us in a bit of a hole a little bit, because I don't necessarily, while Harvey Elliott has been performing fantastically off the bench, he's not there yet in terms of a starter. He needs to make more impact as a starter coming in. And with Szoboszlai there, I don't think he'd get in on the right hand side of that midfield over him. At the moment, without Endo's kind of been getting physically bullied a little bit, and I don't necessarily see how he would fit into this midfield. I think this midfield is going to be a CDM of Jones while out of possession, but in possession will overload with Trent Alexander-Arnold inverting. I don't think United have the midfield to be able to break us down properly in that area of the pitch, which is why I feel Jones should be a little bit more comfortable to play in that sort of a middle three. Now, maybe not even a CDM, but a middle three of a midfield. And then on the left-hand side of that central midfield, I would have Ryan Gravenberch, a box-to-box guy that can run back and forth and absolutely cause havoc in that midfield. And then we have Dominic Szoboszlai on the right-hand side of that midfield. It's a very puzzling midfield purely because we don't have an Alexis McAllister. I feel Endo could get physically dominated, which isn't a good thing to say. He's been having that problem the last couple of games against more physical teams, and this is going to be a physical game. It always is. That would be my only worry there, but I can see that midfield three of Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch, and Dominic Szoboszlai in that three, and then obviously in possession, allowing the overload, we bring Trent in and make a box midfield and three at the back. I think that would possibly work the best. I think it's just the standard tactics that we may go for. Now, Klopp may turn around and put Trent as CDM and Joe Gomez as a right back and play a more defensive back four and have Jones in the left central midfielder and Szoboszlai in the right central midfielder, and I wouldn't necessarily have a problem with that either. I think even in that situation, that midfield trumps United's midfield, but I'd rather have the numbers and I'd rather be able to overload them when in possession, which is why I feel like Curtis Jones and Trent will sort of play a double pivot in possession. We then have our front three, and I believe this may be possibly the last chance that I will give to certain people in this front three. Possibly I might be a bit harsh on that, but on the left, the one person I'm losing a small bit of patience with is Luis Diaz, who's people have said that there's been obviously whispers and rumors that maybe he's done his knee a little bit, and that's probably why his take on percentage and his dribbling duel percentage has dropped drastically since he joined us. It was at about 60% success rate when he joined us. It's now on about 43%, which is a drastic drop off in about 2.5-3 years. It's not a fun time to watch him. He just doesn't seem to create. Maybe that's a component of having Darwin Núñez to his right, that Darwin Núñez needs so much of the ball, and Luis Diaz likes to penetrate into that particular area. Maybe it could be a scheme fit. Maybe it could be the fact that his dad was the dad and the family issues occurred and he's not mentally in the right state, but he needs to get back on track. And I think if he plays in this game and gets a goal, I think that'll be a major first step into getting there. And there's many goals to be gotten in this game. So with that being said, I'm starting to lose patience with him. However, I'm still, if I'd be a hypocrite if I did, with all the patience that I've given Darwin, if I wouldn't offer the same to Luis Diaz as well, given the fact of his situation the past while, especially mentally. That's mentally taxing and mentally draining. Nobody can know what's going on in that man's head, and to come out and play against Luton like he did with all of that speculation going on and score a goal, I think speaks to the mental fortitude of that player. As to where he ends up possibly in the summer, there have been rumors obviously of his, by his dad, of him loving Barcelona and wanting to go there. Maybe he wants a fresh start. Who knows? We don't necessarily know what's going on at the moment, but I think as it stands, I'd like to see him kick on and get on with his game and get some of that confidence back that made us all fall in love with him when he arrived here. And I think a goal or two or even an assist or two will go massively towards that this weekend on Sunday. So hopefully all goes well there for him. In the middle, as I mentioned, I'd be a hypocrite if I was only giving patience to one man. I'd have Darwin Núñez sat in the middle. I think this would be a fantastic game for the likes of our front three with how depleted United's backline is. I think we could see goals from across all the front three. Salah especially. Salah loves a game against Manchester United. Only Liverpool player in the past while to score a hat-trick against them. Last time out had 2 goals. Cody Gakpo had 2 goals last time out. Darwin Núñez even had 2 goals last time out. And then we had Bobby Firmino coming in and getting the 7th as well. So I think Darwin Núñez should start in this game. This is the perfect opportunity. Again, similarly to Diaz, to get a goal or an assist and kick on and get the confidence that he had earlier on in the season back and with Luis Diaz in previous seasons. It's a perfect sort of get right game for them, and then we obviously have a bit of a lower tier team following that before we hit Arsenal in the midweek game. I don't know if it's a midweek game or not. I think unless it's just straight into Arsenal next weekend, I think it's just straight into Arsenal next weekend. But I think this is the perfect opportunity for the likes of Diaz and Darwin Núñez to possibly get a get-right game and get their confidence up and play against a Premier League squad, even though it is a depleted back line. I think Darwin Núñez will have his day with that line, especially with his speed and his pace. But hopefully I'm right about that, and we see a goal or two from Diaz and Darwin Núñez each. And then to finish off the squad on the right-hand side, we have Mohamed Salah. Again, one of the few stalwart starters in this team. There's nothing that, if fully fit, he's always in the predicted. He's always in the 11. So I can see he's obviously going to be starting on the right-hand side. Salah loves the game against Manchester United. He always scores or assists. It doesn't matter. So there's goals to be gotten in this game. But we need to go into this game knowing it's going to be a fight and knowing that United are going to dig their heels in and try and play, not even dirty, but play tactics that would try and frustrate us, similarly to other bottom of the table teams that would play a lower block. That could be United. But again, Ten Hag isn't the most intelligent manager. He may try and play a high line and try and play a high press, and if he does that, we'll eat them alive. But it is an interesting game because it has traps screaming all over it. But I still feel on paper that we should be absolutely annihilating Manchester United, and realistically, we should be putting this game to bed by half-time and not having to worry about it, not having any cardiac arrests in the 80th minute hoping for a winner. So realistically, we just need to finish this game off quick. We need to go in, we need to do our job, we need to finish this game quick. 3 goals by halftime. It's perfectly plausible to do, especially with the attacking output of this team. Keep a clean sheet, get out with no injuries, and everybody will be happy heading into Arsenal the following week. This is a perfect opportunity to extend the lead against Arsenal behind us in the Premier League, on just a point behind us at the moment. So we have to take these opportunities. These are the games that win you Premier Leagues. When you're expected to win, you need to win. You need to beat the teams you're expected to beat. It's as simple as that. We need the 3 points from this, and I don't care about the scoreline. If we win 7-6, I don't care, as long as we get to 3 points. 3 points is the most crucial part of this. If we win 4-5-0, I'm obviously not going to be sad about it, but I definitely see us winning this game, hopefully by a couple of goals, particularly with how depleted their squad is. But that is going to do it from me, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Just a recap of our predicted 11 in goal. We have Alisson Becker. On the left-hand side of the back four, we have Kostas Tsimikas, Virgil van Dijk, Ibrahima Konate, and then Trent Alexander-Arnold finishing off on the right. We have a midfield three of Curtis Jones, Ryan Gravenberch, and Dominic Szoboszlai. And I predict that we're going to obviously invert Trent to overload that midfield and take advantage of United's depleted midfield and backline. And then a front line where we have a lot of patience for 2 of the 3 players that we'll have there, but we need to give them that patience, which would be Luis Diaz on the left and Darwin Núñez up the middle. I think both should have a good game, particularly with the depleted backline of Manchester United. And then we have Mo Salah on the right wing, who loves a game against United and has scored or assisted in pretty much every game so far against United. So it'll be very interesting to watch. There's going to be goals in this game, and I can't wait to watch it myself. That is it from me. However, guys, I want to thank everybody so much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the like and subscribe button. Help us hit that 10,000 subscribers mark, as we're very, very close to it at the moment. We want to try and hit it hopefully before the January transfer window. As always, though, again, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any video ideas that you'd like us to do, please leave them in the comments below and we'll get to them, and we'll try and come up with some ideas and more content for you guys. But as always, we appreciate your time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope wherever you are in the world, you're having a lovely day.